what you think about and what comes to you and how you feel always match. So as we say, you create your own reality. That's how it happens. You're thinking it, you're feeling it, and it's manifesting. You are creating your own dream reality too. And so what you're thinking about and how you're feeling about it is manifesting in your dreams. Your dreams, there is a wonderful way for you to acknowledge what's going on vibrationally, particularly if you're not sensitive to how you've been feeling. And so you're not really keeping up with releasing resistance when it comes. So sometimes you get momentum going that you don't realize that you've got going, because they're beliefs that you've held for a while, and so you keep believing them and life keeps showing them to you, and so you develop these patterns of thought, these patterns of expectation, which then play out in vivid form in your dreams. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would use dreams in this way. We would say when we put ourselves to bed, I realize that I'm going to dream, because you do whether you realize it or not. I know that I'm going to dream. And when I awaken, if I recall the dream, the first question I'm going to ask myself is, how did it feel? Because that's the most important information that's coming from the dream. Now, as we are dovetailing this conversation of dreams with this conversation of getting on the high-flying disc, we want to say to you that it really, really, really is accurate that when you slumber, you stop the momentum of your thought. But the propensity, the logical sequence of the way you're thinking is not going to change instantly. That's why we're saying it takes about 30 days for you to say, I'm going to care about how I feel in the morning, and I'm going to reach for the best feeling thought that I can find. So what you're reaching for, if you are in the situation that you are, where your thoughts tend to run away with you, sometimes people say, Abraham, it's not like I'm thinking my thoughts, it's like my thoughts are thinking me. And we say that's because there's some momentum going. So if you go to bed at night intending to wake up and say to yourself, I'm going to press the reset button. This reset button, like I'm being born into this physical body, I'm going to be at my most allowing state. I'm going to be at my least resisting state when I awaken in the morning. So just sort of say that to yourself as you go to sleep. And then when you wake up, the important thing is to catch yourself in the very early stages of it. Esther discovered she had to get right out of bed the minute she was conscious, because if she stayed there, her thoughts were likely, they had been sort of wandering toward unwanted thoughts. The other day, she woke up, stayed in bed, woke up again, stayed in bed, woke up again, stayed in bed, and she said, I'm back. Because it was a long time. When she woke up, she better get up and she better get focused upon something. Otherwise, her mind was going to wander into unwanted places, you see. So it's just a matter of caring about how you feel and then just guiding yourself gently. Don't be mean to yourself. Don't beat up on yourself. Just reach for the best feeling thought that you can find. Now, we've noticed, and you've noticed it too, that the more general your thought is, the less resistance it is likely to have within it when you're making that transition from those uncomfortable thoughts. So dreams are full of information, but they are full of information that your emotions are already giving you. If you're having a chronic bad dream about something, there's something bothering you. And you know you're thinking about it, not when you're dreaming. You know you're talking about it, not when you're dreaming. In other words, the essence of that is active within you, and that's why it's coming to you in every way that it can be revealed to you, because it's just an amplification of how you feel about something. But the point that we're wanting to get across in a very powerful way is that you have control about how you feel about everything. You just have to begin to exercise it a little bit, you see. So as we begin talking about your grid, your point of attraction, your discs, your high-flying disc, we know that sometimes it's not so easy because of past momentum. You got some things you've been thinking about, and some of the things that you really believe put you on a lower flying disc. It's hard to watch television and stay up there, because much of television, much of the media has discovered that there are more of you on those lower discs. And since they're looking for ratings, they hang out where most of you are. So if you're tuning in, then if you weren't there when you tuned in, you will be pretty soon, because there's something to show you, to worry about, to push against, to feel indignation about, to feel anger about. So when you decide that you want to be on your high-flying disc, it begins to cause you to look at things a little differently. And we really want you to leave this gathering today with a sort of renewed determination that you care about what disc you're on, and a new understanding that you have control about what disc you're on. And then a sort of readiness to begin practicing some very easy techniques to get you there and to keep you there. Because life is supposed to feel good to you. You're supposed to be rendezvousing in powerful, co-creative moments, you see. There is no way that we have seen that will restore you to your true sense of value and worth more than this understanding and accomplishing of this high-flying disc. Because when you stand in that vibrational frequency with source energy at your back, assisting you every step along the way, again and again all day long, you'll stand with a smile on your face, knowing the perfection of where you stand. You will realize that this is really who you are. This is who you are meant to be. And anything less than this is just not enough for you. And you can do it. It's not a difficult thing.